Thank you. We are back at the niche innovation talk show, focusing on the innovations that we are into in the emerging technologies. As you can see, I'm joined by a young innovator in the space of navigation technology to do with drones, Richard Muhirwa. Welcome at the niche.
Thank you so much, Lydia. Okay, as you have said, my research or my interest in projects, I base on visual navigation in UAV or unmanned aerial vehicles. Most of the people say it's drones, but specifically in scientific terms we say UAVs. So that's where my focus and my interest is.
Yes. And you told me that you were also here at the University of Rwanda.
Oh, yeah, very true. Yeah, I graduated in 2023. Yeah, so I started in 2018, basically. So, and we use this place as a class, yeah, as a fun fact. So, yeah, it's amazing to see a lot of transformation that has been happening, around here.
Yes, viewers at the niche 2025, that is our handle at on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Click, share your comments, like, share across your networks. Today we are focusing on youth in innovation, and that is why we're back here at the University of Rwanda, CST, or former KIST, as some of you elders know. I was also among the people that were here during the time it was called KIST. So we are back, and I think Richard has been frequenting here, and he's back mainly to showcase the innovation in the space of drones, to motivate our young brothers and sisters who are also doing their research and projects, to show them how far they can go with these innovations at the niche. So the niche is proud to be hosted today again by Unipod. Now Unipod is an innovation hub that works with universities and youth, focusing on how to turn their dreams and ideas into real and impactful solutions that can be used in the society. So Richard is a good product, recent graduate of UR, and he's here to showcase his innovation. I think we'll just go ahead and demo the product so that we can talk while they're seeing what it's all about.
Okay, thank you so much. Here I'm going to show you a simple demonstration on how you can start your own drone, or what is actually we have in front of us. So the main thing you should have for any kind of UAVs or drones, you should have a frame. So for particular, this one is 450, or if you measure the diagonal distance is 450 millimeters. It is carbon plate. It means they start to get a lot of carbon and they put in between the resin. So we have GPS, we have the main flight controller, you can see it. We have receiver, we have power system management. Then you have the battery, then you have the LiDAR sensor, and then the camera. So there is a little tiny camera in front of here, which helps us in flight to make a stable flight in terms, in case we don't have a strong GPS signals. So if you want to start your drone, first of all you connect the battery. Then your system is on. Then here we have normal transmitter. You turn it on. Then you activate your system. So right now you calibrated already the ESC or speed controllers for the motor. Then from here, actually you have done almost everything. What remains is to turn it on and see if you can arm it. So I'm throwing a lot of terminologies here, but if you want to turn on the drone, we say we use a term called arm. So I can come here and select my model. Then if I want to activate to arm to check if everything is working, I can do like this. Push your sticks all the way, then it is on, then you have your system, but remains to take off. So since we are indoor, we don't want to destroy anything, but actually that is the basics.
Wow, Richard, that's quite an innovation. Did you actually do it from scratch?
Yes, I assembled everything from scratch. I collected the frame differently, the motors, the flight controller, the sensors. Then for the research, I managed to assemble the whole system and do some kind of programming, even though it was not too much, but yeah, we have to do it.
Okay, explain a bit about the programming that you used and which functionality it was delivering.
So normally the available commercially drones or UAV systems, they come with GPS. And the problem with GPS is that there are low, like weak signals. When you go inside the house or you are somewhere in the trees, you tend to lose the signal. So that is one of the constraints still now a lot of drones faces. So I have shown you the LiDAR system and the camera that is attached along that LiDAR system. So if I say LiDAR, we are measuring the distance using the light, and it's very accurate compared to ultrasounds. So, you know, the main problem currently the UAVs are facing is GPS jamming, low, like weak signals from GPSs. So one of the main solution to solve that issue is to use camera. Like normally how people will navigate. You don't go along searching the GPS signals. So from your eyes, you can see somewhere and say, okay, from what I'm seeing, I can say this is this place, this is this place. So that's one of the things I used for that drone. There is a tiny camera there. There is also a distance measuring sensor that uses light or LiDAR. What I do, there is an algorithm in computer vision. We call it, use it for feature matching. So you look at the place, then you identify the main unique features from that place. So when you are like in the camera, you're always taking a bunch of pictures. So from each picture, you try to see if the features you have located in the previous picture is still there. Then you continue to track those features. So if I want to hover, I will take off my drone, but the camera from the drone will continue to look down to see those features that you have captured when you initiated it. So that system will help us to stabilize the drone in case you want a stable hovering, even though there is no GPS signal in that environment. So from there, I want also to extend now, like if I can do hover stably without GPS signal, can I do navigation? So from there, I will need to download like big maps from Google. Then train your model to use it like to to always compare for the pictures, the videos, so that you can navigate in different environments.
Well, a true innovation in terms of assembling the products and enhancing the features, whereby you're also overcoming the issue of GPS obstruction. But you know, GPS is real time, and I would think that you would probably focus on improving the signal and also combine it with the other visual technologies so that you can have an optimum product for the terrain like this one of Rwanda, which is hilly, such that you have accuracy. So I was also very interested in the fact that it could also take off. But of course you feared to navigate it here because it would destroy some of the things. But I'm sure that now, if you look at this technology, how ready do you feel that this actual drone can be used, for example, in any of the use cases that you are making it for? How ready as a device do you think, or do you still have some work around it?
There is still quite work that can be done to improve it so that it can be market ready or it can be scalable. For instance, of course, you need time to continue developing it. You need human resources because you have a system, you have the hardware, but what if the user wants to interact with it? The user is not technical as you are, so you need to find some kind of tools like a software so that the user can go through it and then be able to access the drone. So right now, the system itself is not ready, but to be ready, it is not that far from being ready. Right now, what remaining is like the time, the resources, the human resources, so that the system can be finished as quick as possible.
Thank you. We are back at the niche innovation talk show, focusing on the innovations that we are into in the emerging technologies. As you can see, we have Richard in the space of navigation, visual navigation for drones. This is a very unique niche, I would say, which is still a very valid use case for even Rwanda and other African countries, because as we have seen that it is functioning in the very essential services like medicine and other things. So if you were to be challenged, maybe you got an opportunity to go, to go into production. How and I don't want you to talk in terms of accurate financial projections, but do you have a feel of what it would take if we were to, get an opportunity to mass produce this technology?
Thank you, Shania. So what I think is right now we have a competitor, we have a very big supplier, which is DJI. Their systems are robust, they are very advanced, and the prices are very cheap. But that cannot stop the innovators to improve on. And you also compare like which environment you are in. So, for instance, if a farmer needs a system that can help in monitoring or real time, like to see if there is enough water in different areas of the farm, I don't think you need like a very robust or too much things to give the farmer. So I can say I don't know exact money that we require, but it is not that too much. And if I do like a fair comparison, I think the system that can be usable it can be around 500 or 600 USD.
Yes, thank you, Richard. I think you had gotten to a very specific use case in agriculture. Let's say at my grandfather's farm there in Muhirwa, we have a herd of cattle. And we need a solution that can, I have an uncle who keeps telling me that they are trying to remotely check on the cattle, where they are, if they are not, in people's farms. So that kind of solution where you can locate your livestock and ensure they are in good condition. Would you have such a use case, or you have maybe a different use case, and which is on a small scale for you as a starter? And then you also think of a large scale industry level production. I think that is how you can maybe try to come up with a cost of production.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You brought an important topics. If you look around the world, either Japan or Skydio, those very big manufacturing UAVs. Right now the trend is modularity. So it means you can provide a platform, but you have multiple payloads. And also they make sure that it can be compatible with the open source resources. So for instance, I mentioned about a 600 price cap, but that will give you also a minimal use case. Either it's for imagery, you want to see the video feed from your cattle. But if you want to add like the causal identification, this, it means you are going to upgrade the hardware. So you can provide a companion computer alongside, and you say, okay, you need this kind of computer vision systems, then you will have to buy this kind of system. The same goes with the farming. So right now you say, okay, can I put some seed on the drone, then it can now help you to plant those seeds. Yeah, of course, it means the current platform cannot do it, but having a way of modularity, like you can upgrade the system depending on your budget. Yeah. So I think of it in the context of Africa, because telling someone to buy a system of 2,000 USD or 1,000 USD, it's very difficult, although it doesn't need all those
functionalities. Yeah. So yes, we got a very good use case. If you have hectares of land or farming that you want to plant seeds and you don't have the manpower, so the drone can be used to be loaded with seeds and go planting across. So that is a very good use case for our situation in Africa. Maybe as we continue innovating and thinking about what the solutions we are bringing to the market, then you can think of more advanced use cases. And I think the point that you mentioned of the competition from the ones that are being imported, that is not a competition but an opportunity, because we all know the cost of importation. And what we lack across Africa is a local production which reduces significantly the cost of solutions. So you should think of that as an opportunity. And so again, we are back at the niche on YouTube, the niche 2025, at the niche 2025 on X and Facebook. Follow us, subscribe and follow these useful innovations. Give feedback on what can be improved, what we should think about, because now here at the Unipod, and particularly in the University of Rwanda, campus of science and technology, this is where it's happening. I would say this is where the innovation should be meeting the opportunities, the markets, and entrepreneurship. So these scientists are coming up with very useful solutions, but you, our viewers, or rather the potential customers out there, you can give us feedback on the specific use cases and the innovation to be converted into entrepreneurship so that it can be sustained. So, what is your next steps, next agenda? What is your focus?
I believe that I can be able to make it fully autonomous without human in the loop. So it means like it will be able to take off and say you give it a target, go to this location, it will navigate without any GPS, like with zero satellites. That's my vision, and I believe it can open multiple windows for opportunities. It can be applied in agriculture, it can be applied in health, it can be applied in delivery systems, then with low cost and the high efficiency for the use case.
I think also in weather and defense.
Yeah,
Security.
security,
Yeah.
first responders, yeah, all those are the areas that can be applied.
Wow. So you're in a very you have your niche already,
Yeah.
and we are on the niche. Yes. So Richard, you've shown us quite an innovation that is here, and we already need it. We have already identified some of the use cases, but what is your vision, both short-term and long-term, for the visual navigation of drones technology that you're working on?
Thank you so much. My current vision is to improve it, to continue more for more integrations. Right now, the system is not yet ready, but there is still work to do it. So, for instance, right now, like many academics from the US, from China, are trying to tackle the same problem. So it gives me hope to continue working on the current technology, new technology, so that we can help the scientific community to bring up something good. Because civilians like the general purpose satellites or GPS communications are not that accurate. So you need some system that is robust. Either it can be combined with GPS or it can work standalone. But we need something robust that can be used to tackle different problems. So visual-based navigation is one of the technology that can be used to solve such kind of issues. Yeah. So who knows, maybe in 5 months or a year, I will be able to have something that is robust and it can work for the intended purpose.
Okay. Now that we are talking about the purposes, would you expound a bit more on the use cases, since you are already getting into the purpose and it's just 5 months or 1 year down the line? We spoke of agriculture. We know that drones are being used in health for blood donation deliveries, and other use cases that you can probably you're targeting.
Yeah, thank you so much. There is still a lot of use cases. I guess you remember, is it last year or early this year, where California was hit like the fire, and there are a lot of communication systems went down. So it was probably difficult to reach those people who are in danger. So having a system that relies on itself, like that uses vision, it can be able to respond faster because it is not relying on those conventional communication systems. And also another very quick example in this June, Iran has to shut down its internet. So internet is 2.4 gigahertz, and if you also different drones or satellite using the same frequency, So when you want to protect your air, you have to shut off all the frequency. So it means either a conventional system cannot work or any other system that was relying on that technology. So it means having a visual-based navigation, it's really a good solution that can tackle such kind of conventional systems.
Can the visual-based navigation be used on its own, independent of the conventional systems
Yes.
like GPS?
Yes. The main purpose of the aim is to navigate like a person. And we all know as a people, human, you don't need GPS to navigate, you need your eyes. So the different same concept applies for drone. What it needs is a video or cameras on it. Then it can be able to navigate in different terrains.
But I believe GPS is also for direction. So how do you bring in that aspect? Like if I have my eyes, but it is only where I know that I can navigate. So I need GPS to locate, remote places where I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. Actually, you are giving like a good question, but there is Google Map. It has a lot of images, so you can based on those available images to train your drone in case you are going to different location. For instance, as a human, if you are in Kigali, because you have been around Kigali, that's the only place you know. But if someone can give you uh, a bunch of pictures of Huye district, you can, the time it will take you to learn the whole, to know exact locations in Huye, it will be shorter compared to someone who is going to go there without knowing anything about that locations. So it is the same concept that applies to visual navigation. We provide a bunch of Google Maps images as like a starter. Then from there, it can use its own feed, camera feeds. Then it can be able to correct and adjust until it become a being precise system.
Is it successfully used elsewhere, or you're trying to innovate afresh?
It is still a closed systems, which means it is not open source. And I believe I heard of like there is one company that was able to implement it in Ukraine, but it is for defense purpose only. So we want now to take it from defense, then apply it in commercial uses so that people can have like they can enjoy the technology. GPS was earlier like the military system, but now look what it's doing in civilian use cases. So the same thing can be applied for us.
You speak about this innovation with such passion, and our viewers at the niche on YouTube, Facebook, and X would probably like to know what it would take to partner on such kind of a project, or going to a commercial way of arrangement. Because you say 5 months, 1 year down the line, you may have a use case that is live. So what would it take? Are you looking for partnerships? Are you going to go solo, or where are you going to get these funds to produce on commercial basis?
So yeah, it is interesting. That's a very nice question. But of course, we need. Okay, I need someone who can be able to write software and ship software. So if I can get someone who is really good in computer vision, machine learning, that would be a plus. And also the software guy, it will be good. But I don't have money to pay them right now. So it will depend on their will. Like if they are willing to contribute
Yes.
For the future sake, like to help the community. Yeah, that would be nice. But it's very quite interesting if you bring the aspect of money, the aspect of knowledge. Yeah, right now, I've seen Rwanda have started to implement different techniques to tackle those challenges. I have seen how you can see the report here. So those are all the potential contributors that can contribute to this project.
Yes, we are in the very heart of the innovation at the UR, University of Rwanda campus of science and technology. I believe it has some of the best when it comes to researchers and people who can really do programming and coding. You also happened to further your studies at the Carnegie Mellon University, as I saw on your profile. Did you learn more from there?
Yeah. Basically, as you have talked earlier, I did hear electrical power systems. So I was more focused on the electrical systems. How do we generate the energy? How do we store? How do we distribute the energy? But after getting the admission to Carnegie Mellon University, I was able to further my understanding, especially in programs, programming, coding.
So, Richard, you have enlightened us on your academic journey, starting here at the University of Rwanda and proceeding to Carnegie Mellon University, which kept on, challenging you to develop this kind of innovation in visual navigation of drones. So, looking at your journey and my journey probably a few years back, where probably things were not as practical in the labs that now I see the University of Rwanda has set up very practical oriented labs for innovation, and probably in the coming days we'll be able to showcase some of the students' innovation. Since we're being hosted by the UR Campus of Science and Technology by Uniport. So, how do you think the education system, especially tertiary, the university education system, has improved over the years to challenge students not just to focus on books or research, rather have a practical kind of practical solutions that can even be taken to the market?
Thank you so much. As you have mentioned, during your years, it was mostly you go into books, you cram the whole notes, and then you turn back to exam, you rewrite what you have read. But considering the current situation right now, you have seen this, it's really impressive. They are working on digital manufacturing skills, and it is really a needed technology because if you compare to Europe or China, they are really advanced in manufacturing. And to bring the same kind of manufacturing here to Africa, it's a bit challenging. But when you introduce this way of doing digital manufacturing, you can be able now to do fast iterations, do prototyping very fast. It is really good thing, and it is really impressive. It gives a prosperity to new engineers who are coming to this university, and I think it is very impressive. Normally, if you compare it to US, Silicon Valley, it is very well known doing hardware or interacting with physical system. It is challenge, and it requires a lot of resources, a lot of brain energy. So seeing similar thing here in Rwanda, it gives us hope and younger generations. So I want to encourage different youths, different people to visit and see not only this place, there is hubs, there is IPRCs, all the places people can go to and explore more on what is being done there.
Yes, even the place we are seated in now, the airport that hosted us is in partnership with Hunger Hubs, Timbuktu, and the Ministry of ICT, all geared at bringing these solutions to, to the reality. So just one point of correction, I think that the ICT, Rwanda has been an ICT hub even way back in its ICT policies, the Nikki plans, and all that, and they have been achieved progressively. So I would say that the academic journey, especially here where it started at KIST, now the UR Campus of Science and Technology, it was a journey. We had set up the computer labs, I remember AVU, and we were already into the practical, studying programming, and other, we used to do a lot of workshops, but I think this robotics and coding is something that is the new catch now, going into AI, and everybody now thinking of what they can practically do to produce the solutions that we have been probably importing before. So in terms of maybe the careers and in the future, how do you see us, like our universities, producing the kind of engineers or programmers that will internationally, compete in those domains that we have spoken about, the robotics, AI, these kind of drone navigation systems? How comfortable do you feel that we are as a continent or as a country?
I think right now we are on a good pace. We are moving forward to those kind of to achieve those kind of goals. For instance, I heard of drone operating center, which is being it is going to be in Southern Province in Way District. There is a place like this. There is I think in IPRC there is mechatronics faculty. They want to introduce space faculty. All those projects, if you have them, it really gives you hope and to see Rwanda being a frontier among the African countries. It's really good thing. It is very good things.
Honors goes to our Ministry of ICT in doing all these innovations that Richard himself is talking about, and our government also. And I think also Africa at large is responding. Maybe in some countries not at the same pace, but we could all, hold hands and race towards the common goal. So I just wanted also to go back to the secondary, the O level, and the A level, and the primary, phases of education. How, if you were to go back, at what point would you have delivered such a solution?
Okay, thank you. Actually, in my early years in secondary school, whatever, I was really interested in history. I like history a lot, and I was planning to do AKK or something like that. But during that time, it was the same time they introduced IPRCs, so it sparked my curiosity, and I was like, oh, what is this kind of technical expertise they are bringing? And they are saying you can start to make your own money after the senior four. Oh, I was like, okay, let me apply for electricity. Then I did electricity as my major in secondary school, from electricity to electrical power to electrical and computer. So you can see like electrical has been my my space all those years. And could I have changed? Maybe doing CS computer science. I think right now I'm really interested in computer science. But still, if you are a good electrical engineer, you should know about computer science because uh, computer science used to be part of electrical, but now because it has grown large, they separate them, like this part and this part. But I think, yeah, that's one of the things I maybe do some a lot of computer science stuff. Yeah, maybe electronics. But I managed to teach them, like, to taught myself those kind of skills. Yeah.
So the foundation of STEM that is really needed for this kind of, coding and robotics, do you think it is really vital for students that want to venture into such areas? Like, for example, if I have a kid who loves coding, but maybe is not very tuned towards, physics, mathematics, and those kind of subjects. Do you think it is really the foundation that is needed?
For sure, it is the foundation. And I can tell you, if you are saying like you are a roboticist and you don't know math, I think you are in the wrong position. Because one of the things that shocked me is to see how much mathematics is in robotics, AI, all those advanced technology that are being merged right now. It's really mathematics. So if you don't like linear algebra, probability, I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah, you're not going to be able to be successful in those kinds of things. So I can encourage people. Math is crucial. It's crucial. I can make it even complex. Like you have to do it. Physics is also important if you are doing computer science and electrical electronics, you have to do physics. And on the part of engineering, yeah, what you are running, try to make them like into usable application. Try to do some project so that you are taking the mathematics, the codings, and then produce something engineering out of it.
So parents, schools, tutors, ministries, concerned stakeholders, it is important to orient the children from the young stages of primary, secondary into the right disciplines, and in this case, STEM, science, technology, mathematics, the kind of subjects that will bring out the understanding of coding and robotics, what we've just demonstrated with the navigation of drones, automated and visual automated navigation of drones. So these are solutions that are speaking to what is needed on the market. And if a child wants to be on the forefront, the people that are making the most money, the developers, the programmers, the people that are driving AI, they have to be in the right discipline of the right selection of subjects, and also be oriented towards that. So I think this is a mindset that we need to develop at early stages. Any final words or call to action?
So what I can give, it's actually you have talked about it. STEM is really important. Science, technology, mathematics. Especially people who are interested in robotics and AI. I can suggest you do mathematics. Don't forget to do your homework or assignment. Yeah, it will give you like the fundamentals of those kind of technology. Yeah, that's what I think.
So you have been speaking to the ancients.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much, viewers online. Again, we are the niche 2025 on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Today, we had the pleasure of being hosted by Unipod, an innovation hub that works with the youth and universities to bring out their dreams and innovations into reality, into real solutions. We had Richard Muhirwa, a young innovator in the field of automated visual navigation for drones, and he was able to demonstrate how it works. So stay tuned for our next shows. I'm sure you have seen that our youth are innovating. Now we're in the real space at the University of Rwanda, campus of science and technology. We'll also be visiting more innovation hubs just to bring out what is coming and what the market should be ready for in terms of innovation in the space. Thank you very much. Blessings.